Hello, my name is Luke. I am a sport management major and a junior at Metro. And for this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about where I was born and something I would say if I met a space alien. One place I've lived and I was born in is Katy, Texas, and it's located just outside of Houston, so it has a mix of suburban life and city access. One thing that really stands out about Katy is how fast it's growing. There are constantly new neighborhoods, stores, and restaurants being built. It feels like every time I go back, something new is there that wasn't before. Another thing I think is interesting about Katy is the culture, especially when it comes to sports. High school football is a really big deal there. On Friday nights, entire communities show up to games and almost feels like a professional event. Even if you're not playing, it is something people look forward to and talk about a lot. Katy High School is where I would have went if I was living in Texas during high school. Interesting enough. The weather is also something that stands out. It gets really hot and humid, and it does. And it sucks. Especially in the summer. I remember days where just walking outside, I felt exhausted because of how thick the air felt. At the same time, you also get strong storms and heavy rain, which can come pretty suddenly. Fun fact, I was actually living in Texas during a hurricane. Don't remember which one. I know I was like 5 years old, 4 or 5. I remember the hurricane. I don't remember exactly what the name of it was. One specific memory I have from living there is just being outside a lot. I didn't have electronics really. So we just spent most of our time outside. We had a park right down like a walking distance down from the house. So I went there a lot, and we'd find geckos and lizards and stuff outside my house, and we'd mess with them. So that was pretty fun. Sorry, 2 minutes. There's a lot of open areas and neighborhoods. So there's a lot of people outside. Overall, Katy is interesting because it has a strong sense of community, but it's also constantly changing and growing. It's a place that feels familiar, but also keeps on evolving. On to the space alien. If I ever met a space alien, and I knew they were friendly and could understand me, one of the first things I would say is, "Welcome to Earth." And don't be alarmed, because humans are kind of complicated. The reason I would say that is because humans have a mix of really positive and negative traits. On one hand, we've created a lot of amazing things like technology, sports, music, and different cultures. On the other hand, we also have to deal with problems like conflict, misunderstandings, and disagreements. I would probably try to explain what everyday life is like for humans. For example, I'd talk about how most people would go to school or work, spend time with friends and family, and try to enjoy things like entertainment or hobbies in their free time. I might also explain things like sports, since that's a big part of life for a lot of people. Whether it's football, basketball, or something else, sports bring people together and create a sense of competition and excitement. At the same time, I would definitely ask the alien questions too. I would want to know where they're from, what their world is like, and how their society works, because I think that would be pretty cool. I think that would be just as interesting as anything I could tell them about Earth. Overall, that's a little bit about where I grew up and what I would say if I had met a space alien. Thanks for watching.